Hey y'all, I just wanted to come and talk to you about something right quick before I went back to work. This is my first video of 2019. This is my first video from a long time, but I wanted to talk to you about a situation it is that I just went through. I just fell out with a very close and good friend of mine, and it was over something that I definitely felt was minor, but I also felt like it was something that was so minor that it was something that was extremely significant, because I felt like if the situation was not addressed, that it would be something that would continuously keep coming up over and over again. So when she told me what happened and about my behavior, I felt it was important for me to hold myself accountable. In doing so, I did not become combative about anything it is that I had felt that had happened inside of our relationship, because it was very important for me to focus on her and her need at that very moment in time. In the process of this, separately, I had addressed a few things later on, because I felt like this was something that she wanted to continuously talk about. And when I did, it was just basically to say, I know who it is that I am. I know that, I am an unfiltered person. In the process of being that unfiltered person, you can't always be unfiltered, but you can't also use a filter. It's important for me to be real. It's important for me to be able to keep it real, as far as the authentic person it is that I am. That's very important to me. In the process, she, after I told her some of the instances that were happening, I basically felt like, I was the friend it is that, she couldn't bring around anyone. And she actually followed up with a rebuttal to address every single issue it is that I had before. And I really honestly felt like this whole thing could have been prevented if we didn't sweep so much under the rug, and if we addressed it like right then and there. But I felt like I had to just let it go, because to me, our relationship was important enough, not to continuously harbor those things. But ultimately, if you don't address something and it just continuously happens, then that could be the detriment of your relationship. And that is pretty much what happened with both she and I. Do I still love her? Yes. Do I think that she still loves me? Yes. But I also understand that we are two different people. We are cut from two different types of cloth. And in that process, we no longer mesh. And so it is no love lost or anything else. It made me feel really bad. Like, oh, okay, well, what type of friend am I? If this were to happen and this were to occur. And, I actually even cried about it or whatever, because this is somebody that I sincerely, truly love and care about. But instead of thinking, okay, that something was wrong with me, I had to really have a conversation with myself and tell me that there's nothing wrong with me. And I stood in my truth. So sometimes the truth does hurt. And sometimes you as a person may not mesh with the other person. And when it's no longer working, it's okay for you to walk away. To relieve that stress, because if anything, you both will become toxic people to each other. So there was no use in holding on to the relationship anymore if basically the friendship that we had was not anything that either of us any longer needed. The dynamics have changed, and I'm not going to harbor anything. I don't regret anything. And I would hope that she doesn't harbor anything. We are just two different people in two different spaces. And sometimes that happens, and sometimes it hurts. And You can still mourn the relationship and everything else, but there's no point in holding any grudges, because understand that you guys were friends for a reason. The relationship served its purpose. It's time to move on. Same thing if you're in a relationship with a significant other and y'all good, and then next thing you know it's not working out no more. It's because things have changed in the relationship, and just because they changed doesn't necessarily mean that something is wrong with both people. It just means that we are no longer each other's cup of tea. So when you come to that realization, it kind of makes things better. If I were to see her out on the street, I'm going to still talk to her. I would still say hi and everything else. But I understand where it is that we are at. And I think, honestly, I don't need anything messing up my energy. I don't need anything blocking my frequencies. I need every single thing that is good for me to come to me. I put in a lot of work. I have made a lot of effort, and I get it. So now that I got my big girl panties on, I don't plan on taking them off anytime soon. I still got a lot of lessons it is that I'm learning. This one was extremely important to me because this is not anything that I want to happen again. And I definitely want to be able to recognize my own behavior and hold myself accountable. I have to hold me accountable before I can hold anybody else accountable. And so that's pretty much all I know right now. I hope that this message is helpful to someone. Y'all have a good one and take care.